Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Coaching Corner. It's Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week because I get to come on here with you guys and we talk about all things special education. So, welcome. I am Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. I am the founder and CEO of the IEP Coach LLC. We are an education consulting company and we specialize in supporting charter schools with their special education systems. So we work directly with the special education leader and or team with creating and or implementing their special education systems because oftentimes the systems live in one person's head. They get overworked, overwhelmed, they quit, and all the systems have left out the school door. And now your school is at risk for litigation. And that's where the IP coach comes in at. We make sure everyone on the team is trained on the systems, knows the protocols, and they're documented so that way, no matter who comes or goes from your school, your systems stay at your school. So that is just a little bit about us at the IEP Coach LLC, and we go live every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about all things special education. But tonight, we are talking about how to get your school to pay for the SPED Summer Reset. The SPED Summer Reset is July 27th through July 31st. It is a live 5-day training series where we support new special education teachers with implementing, creating their systems so that way when they go back day one, they are prepared, they are set up for success, and they are ready to go. So they are no longer winging it until October and figuring out until October. No, you're going back with your system set up. So you're going back with your organization system. You're going back your IEP meeting system, IEP writing system, progress monitoring system, and you will learn how to use AI safely and ethically to help you do your role more efficiently. Okay, so you're not up all night lesson planning and doing all those types of things. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that link for the SPED Summer Reset. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the comments right now. Dropping it in the comments for the SPED Summer Reset. And those of you who are joining us, please let us know where you are tuning in from. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And make sure you share out this live. If you know someone who needs the SPED Summer Reset, you're like, listen, somebody, you might have got pushed into SPED. You may have gotten pushed into SPED and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this again. I can't do this again. This is for them. Share this with them. Share this live out with them. Someone who was pushed into SPED this year. Someone who's new, who's a new special education teacher. Share this out with them. Share this with them, excuse me. Or, hey, you may need this. You know somebody else just like you who needs this. Share out this live. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I'm sharing it out as well. The SPED Summer Reset. And let me get my link here. All right. Yes, so SPED Summer Reset. And those of you who are on Instagram, I am pinning the link. And just so you know, we are streaming live on our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our LinkedIn, and YouTube page. All right. And the link is also in our bio as well. So it is there. It is there. All righty. So let's go ahead and jump right on in here. All right. So, and one more thing. We have our last webinar for June, the top 3 IEP meeting mistakes and how to fix them. We have a free webinar on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So listen, this webinar is absolutely free. You want to learn how to run smoother IEP meetings, more efficient IEP meetings. You're not scrambling anymore. You definitely want to come to this webinar, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the comments. Again, it is free $99. Okay. Alrighty. All right, all right, all right. So, again, tonight's topic is how to get your school to pay for the SPED summer reset. Because listen, we collected our data from you all. We sent emails, we did polls, we dropped posts, and you guys told us, exactly what you needed. And so we created the SPED summer reset. And so on the content, we get a lot of, I say comment reset and I'll send you the link to enroll. We get a lot of people who is on our website for the SPED summer reset, get into the checkout page, but you're not finishing out the process. And so some of you are like, I want to, but it's not in my budget. Can I connect with you? Can I connect you with my school? Or if that's you, this is who I'm talking to you tonight. This is for you, okay? Because that's what we're getting. It's not in my budget right now. Can I connect you with my school? And you're trying to figure out, well, how can you do this? So if that's you tonight, it's not about why you can't pay. It's about how can you pay, okay? I need you to reframe that. It's not about why you can't pay. It's about how can you pay, all right? So the truth is, when it comes to special education, PD and funding, your school has this. Your school has money set aside for this. Did you know that? They do. Most teachers don't pay out of their pocket. Your school has funds. Your school don't advertise it. Your school is not going to advertise it. Okay? But they have money for special ed PD and training. Okay? They have the money for this. And again, they're not just going to come out and advertise it. And that's when nobody tells you, like when you start this teaching program and all that stuff, you don't learn about the funding that schools get, the different line items that they have for different types of training and support. Like your school has they have set money for PD, for professional development, for coaching. Okay? Again, they don't advertise it and teachers don't ask. So you never get it. Okay? And this is a lie you might tell yourself. There's no budget for that. Oh, I got to pay for my own PD. If my school wanted me to grow, they'll offer it. I'm putting them, if they wanted me to grow and do better, they would pay for this. They would give me the training that I need. But admin, they're not proactively saying, oh, here's the money we got for this. Hey, not a lot. It's not like, oh, here, we got the money for this and we're going to send you to this training. No, they wait to be asked. I can remember one of the, she was an ESL teacher and she wanted to get coaching. And I was the SPED supervisor at the time. And I had to ask my principal for it. And you know what? We had money in our budget for that. And she was able. Okay, she was able to do that coaching program to help her because there's not too many PDs coming to your school to support ESL teachers. Okay, so again, you don't have admin who will proactively offer the funds, wait to be asked. Okay, the business office at your school, whether it's a charter school or a public school district, they don't market that. They don't market these funds. They don't tell teachers about it unless you real cool with the people in the business office. Then they may tell you some information, but on regular they don't. So the money will sit there or go to something else. Okay? So I need teachers. This is what I need you to do tonight. I need you to stop asking, how can I afford this? And I need you to start saying, who at my school controls the budget for this? Who at my school controls the funds for this? Okay? Stop saying, how can I afford this? Start thinking, who at my school controls the funds for this? Okay? And start thinking about these two questions. Hey, what PD funding, what professional development funding sources does my school have? does my school have access to, and who controls them? Okay? These are questions you need to ask. Okay? Again, stop asking, how can I afford this? How can I afford? No, who at my school controls the funds for this? All right? Now, most of the time you're telling yourself no before your admin even gets a chance to say yes. Okay? You ever hear the saying, closed mouths don't get fed? Just like you teach your students to advocate for you and advocate for what you need. Okay? So now I'm going to talk about the different types of funds that schools have. Okay? I want to talk about 5 different funding types that schools have. All right? All right, let me check. Let me just make sure. And if any questions come about as we're going through this, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Someone from my team will make sure that I answer your question. All right, so tonight, the funds that we're going to talk about Title I funds. We're going to talk about IDEA Part B funds. We're going to talk about ESSER funds, local PD budgets, and then charter grants. Okay? We're going to talk about what each one is and all of that. Okay, so those are the 5 funding sources. Okay? Some always qualify. Some depend on your school. And by the time, once this live is over, you'll know which one you applies to you. Okay? So we're going to start with IDEA Part B funds, okay? Because all districts, schools across the country, that's federal funds, okay? So this is the one that kind of always qualifies, okay? Because every school gets IDEA funds, okay? Now, what is it? It's federal funds that are allocated specifically to support students with disabilities, okay? That's what that money is for. When does it qualify? Always. Every public school district in this country gets IDEA Part B funds, and this is what the money is for. Now, who controls that money? Your district SPED director or your SPED coordinator controls that money. So if you're in your charter network leader, SPED leader, or if in your school district, the SPED director controls that. Okay? So you can reach directly out to them and say, hey, I like to access IDEA Part B funds for the SPED Summer Reset. It's a SPED-specific PD program, because basically we are doing training every single day for 5 days. Okay? It's designed to improve IEP quality, data collection, and progress monitoring. Okay? Which is all things you need to do to support your students that have disabilities. Okay? Now, here's something else. IDEA Part B exists for this exact thing. It exists for the SPED Summer Reset. If your district isn't using it for SPED PD, they're literally leaving federal money on the table. They are leaving money on the table if they don't allow you to use it for the SPED Summer Reset. Okay? So that was IDEA Part B money. Okay? Now, number 2, we have Title I Part A. Okay? Title I Part A. This is federal funds for schools serving students for low-income families. Now, when does it qualify? When your school qualifies for Title I. If your school gets Title I funds, it's typically 40 to 50% or more of the students get free reduced lunch. And who controls this money? The district Title I coordinator controls that money, or it could be the principal, depending on your district. Okay? You can say Title I supports professional development that improves outcomes for students for low-income families. The SPED Summer Reset directly aligns. Okay? So if your school, if you work at a Title I school, meaning your school gets Title I funds, and you're a SPED teacher, your students are the population Title I was built for. Use it. Okay? So we did IDEA Part B. We did Title I Part A. Number 3, ESSER 3 funds. Now, ESSER funds came out during the pandemic, okay? So it's pandemic era federal recovery funds. It was like the American Rescue Plan, all right? Now, some districts still have money through September of 2026. So you can ask your business office, if they still have this money. Now, who controls it? The district chief financial officer, the CFO, controls it. Or if there's a designated ESSER coordinator, they will control it. Okay? Something you could say is, hey, students with disabilities were disproportionately impacted by pandemic learning loss. Strengthening the staff who serves them is an allowable use of ESSER 3 funds. Okay? So again, see if your school has it, because some schools still have them, and that it can use that money until September of 2026. All right. Let me see. We got any questions? Any questions? Okay, we're gonna keep it rolling. All right. Now, fund number 4, we have your local professional development budget. All right. Every school has a pre-teacher PD budget. Most of it goes unspent every year. Okay. So almost always qualifies, especially mid-cycle when funds haven't been allocated. All right. Now, who controls this money? Your principal, your assistant principal of curriculum, or the PD lead. They control this money. Okay. And you can say, hey, I like to allocate my PD budget for the SPED summer reset. It directly benefits my caseload and reduces our school's compliance risk. Okay. This is the easiest yes. The money is already there. Someone just has to claim it. Okay. The money is there. The money is there. All right. And then fund number 5, charter school grants. Now, these are like foundation grants, state charter, authorizer grants, discretionary PD funds. They're charter specific. So if you are a charter school, most charter schools have multiple grant streams. Okay. And who controls this? Your CFO, your chief financial officer, the executive director of the charter, or aka the head of school. They control this fund. Okay. So what you can say to them: investment in SPED systems mitigates our litigation risk and demonstrates the rigor authorizers look for. This is a high leverage use of grant fundable PD dollars. All right. Charter leaders are obsessed with those two things. Okay. Authorizer reviews and litigation risks. Okay. That's going to hit them both. Okay. So we just went through 5 different funds. So we went through IDEA Part B, Title I Part A. We went through ESSER 3, local PD budget, and then also charter school grants. Okay, those are the 5 different funds that we talked about. All right. Now, 5 funds, 3 are federal, 1 is local, and 1 is specific to charter school. So at least one of these fits your school. Because we know some of you are in public school, charter schools, you're all over the place. So one of these aligns to you. All right. Probably about 2 or 3 of them. Okay. You just have to ask the right person. It doesn't really matter which one. You just got to ask the right person. Okay. Now that's the work. And do it before June 30th, because that's when registration closes. All right. Now, we made something for you guys, okay? Because we wanted to help you guys with doing this, reaching out. Because it's like, hey, we gave you this information about the different types of funds. Now we actually made a resource for you. So in this resource, we give you the exact emails that you can send to the exact people. All right. So it comes with the scripts, 3 email templates. 1 is teacher asking principal. 1 is a lead teacher bringing a team license to the admin, and 1 is a SPED director making a case to the CEO. Because we know some of you are SPED teachers, some of you are SPED leads, some of you are directors. Okay, so we walk you through verbatim what to say, what to put in your email. Okay, now if you're like, listen, they don't got no money and you just got it in your head, they don't got no money, they're not gonna send me, I gotta pay this myself, I really want to do this. Listen, if you need a payment plan, reach out to us, send us a DM, if you need help. Because it's like, think of yes, you had such a sucky year, it stressed you out, and it really just, oh my gosh, you're tired of that trial and error. Think about when you go back, you do the SPED summer reset, you're going back with your systems already together. You're not trying to trial and error until October. No. We're gonna create those systems throughout the 5 days. No more scrambling. Think of that transformation, like going back already prepared, being able to leave work at work. And what LaVon did, she was able to eat lunch. She was able to eat lunch finally. Okay? Think of the transformation you will have by doing the SPED summer reset. All right? Now, to get the what do we call this? To get the fund resource, I'm calling it the fund resource. To get this resource that we created for you on how to the wording you need to say, emails you need to send, you can DM us fund, or you can email us fund, and we'll send you the resource we'll send the resource directly to you. All right. All right, I'm going to put this in a comment. So if you want the fund resource, 5 funds to pay for the SPED summer reset, DM us the word fund, or email us fund. And we'll send it right to you. All right. Now, do we have any questions about that? Do we have any questions about the funds to pay for this? Because registration closes June 30th. Do we have any questions about how your school can pay for the SPED summer reset for you? You can go ahead and put them in the comments now. Any questions? It is fine. Go ahead. I know it takes you a minute to type, but drop your questions. What questions do you have? While you're doing that, I'm going to drop the link for the SPED summer reset again. It is July the 27th through July 31st. And our last webinar for June is going to be June 25th. All right, we got a question. Wait, do we have a question? No, we don't have a question. I thought we had a question. We don't got a question. And our last webinar for June is going to take place on June 25th. The top 3 IEP meeting mistakes and how to fix them. This webinar is absolutely free. It is free 99. And I just dropped the link in the comments. Listen, if you want this resource, the 5 funds resource on how to get your school to pay for the SPED summer reset, DM us or email us the word fund, FUND. All right, we will send it to you. All right, we don't have any questions, which is fine. So we're going to go ahead and close out as always. Remember to be safe. Remember, don't overexert yourself, because when you do that, that's how you get burned out. That's not what we're trying to do. Take advantage of this. Listen, stop thinking, how can I pay for this? and start thinking, who at my school controls the funds that can pay for this? Okay? Start thinking that way, all right? And we will see you all next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.